Where is your attention going? Every day, the world pulls you into a nameless race where everyone rushes to be seen, to shout louder, to fight for a moment of attention. But the louder the noise, the more you lose what matters most, control over your inner self. Stoic philosophy doesn't teach you how to conquer the crowd. It teaches you to step away from the crowd, to return inward, and from there become unshakable. In a noisy world, the one who stays silent and focuses on themselves is the most formidable. Not because they isolate, but because they understand. Noise doesn't create value. Silent action carries true weight. You don't need to say much to be great. You only need to master yourself. And today I'll share with you 7 Stoic principles, simple yet powerful, to help you live with strength, clarity, and calm, even in the storms of this noisy age. Number 1, control what you can. Where is your focus going? This is not just a philosophical question, it's a practical one. Your focus is the currency of your life. Where it goes, your energy follows. And where your energy goes, your future is being shaped. But in a world that constantly fights for your attention, news, social media, noise, other people's opinions, it's easy to forget that not everything deserves your focus. Stoicism begins right there by drawing a line between what you can control and what you cannot. Most people blur that line. They pour energy into the uncontrollable, trying to fix the past, worrying about what others think, obsessing over outcomes they can't guarantee. But the Stoic understands freedom begins the moment you bring your focus inward, not outward. There are 2 worlds you live in. One is external, filled with events, people, situations, and reactions you cannot predict or dictate. The other is internal, your thoughts, your choices, your values, and how you respond. The first is unstable. The second is powerful if you choose to master it. Marcus Aurelius, emperor of Rome, ruled one of the greatest empires in human history, but he also faced betrayal, sickness, war, and grief. Still, he never let the chaos outside invade his peace within. In his journal meditations, he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." That line is more than a quote. It's a command to wake up, to realize that the mind, if trained, can be an unshakable fortress. The storms of life may rage outside, but they don't have to drown you inside. Marcus didn't write those words as a theory. He lived them, especially when those closest to him turned against him. He didn't waste time in rage or self-pity. Why? Because betrayal was outside his control. But what he chose to feel, that was his domain. Modern life in many ways is no different. You can't change what people say about you. You can't erase mistakes you made years ago. You can't make everything perfect or predictable. But you can choose what you do today. You can show up. You can stay disciplined. You can decide not to let resentment or fear take root in your mind. Here's a quiet truth that few want to admit. Most suffering doesn't come from what happens to us, but from how we interpret it. A comment becomes an insult only if you let it. A failure becomes your identity only if you keep replaying it. That's why the Stoics weren't cold or detached. They were disciplined. They refused to be victims of a world they couldn't control. Instead, they became masters of the one world they could themselves. Even success, when viewed through the Stoic lens, requires internal control. Many people chase recognition, money, or validation, hoping that achievement will quiet their anxiety. But they soon find that outer success without inner clarity is just another kind of noise. That's why the Stoic doesn't chase everything. He chooses what matters, and what matters is what he can shape from within. Gratitude is in your control. Discipline is in your control. Forgiveness is in your control. The past is not. The actions of others are not. And the future is shaped by what you do now, not by what you worry will happen tomorrow. It's easy to get distracted, to spread yourself thin across 10 different fears. But focus is an act of rebellion in a distracted world. And focus begins by asking, is this mine to carry? If it's not, put it down. That's not indifference, that's intelligence. So focus on what you can control and do it quietly. Do it without needing applause. The most powerful growth happens in silence. You don't need to prove anything to the world. You only need to show up for yourself. The rest will follow. When you train your mind to stay in your lane, to stop chasing control over the uncontrollable, you don't become weaker. You become invincible because you stop fighting battles that were never yours in the first place. Number 2, meaning creates emotion. Where your focus goes, your emotions follow. And what shapes your focus is not what happens to you, but the meaning you give to what happens. This is the Stoic truth most people overlook. You don't control events, but you always control your interpretation of them. Life throws the same storms at everyone. Some break, some rise. Why, Baon? Because pain alone doesn't define us. It's the story we tell ourselves about the pain that determines whether we spiral or strengthen. Imagine you lose your job. One person panics, feels worthless, and sinks into despair. Another sees it as a forced pivot, a painful but necessary push towards something greater, starting their own business, learning a new skill, reclaiming their time. The event is the same, the emotion is different, and it all stems from meaning. This is the deep wisdom of Stoicism. You are not a victim of emotion, you are the author of it, because meaning creates emotion and emotion drives behavior. If you feel hopeless, it's not because life is objectively hopeless. It's because you've defined the moment as hopeless. And if you want to change how you feel, you have to change what it means. Seneca put it clearly, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. This quote strikes at the heart of human pain. It's not the event that crushes us. It's the mental narrative we attach to it. We anticipate, exaggerate, dramatize. We think ourselves into misery long before reality ever arrives. Stoicism invites us to pause and ask, what meaning am I attaching here? Is it serving me or sabotaging me? Gratitude is a perfect example. You can't feel grateful and angry at the same time. You can't be thankful and afraid simultaneously. Gratitude rewrites the meaning of your experience, instantly shifting your emotional state. When you focus on what something gives you rather than what it takes, you reclaim your power over it. And this isn't just mindset fluff, it's a battle-tested philosophy. When Seneca was exiled, stripped of his status, comfort, and influence, he didn't curse fate, he reframed it. He used exile to reflect, to write, to sharpen his thoughts. What others saw as punishment, he transformed into growth. That's not denial. That's discipline of the mind. The world will try to convince you that your emotions are just reactions, that you have no say. But Stoicism says otherwise. Your emotion is your responsibility because it's rooted in how you frame reality. This is both confronting and liberating. If it's your mind creating your suffering, then it's your mind that can set you free. So how do you apply this? Start with awareness. Notice what meaning you assign when something painful happens. Is it this always happens to me, or this is testing me to level up? Then consciously rewrite the story. Ask, what could this mean that would make me stronger? What lesson is hidden inside this pain? This shift won't erase the difficulty, but it will change the energy with which you face it. And energy is everything. The person who sees pain as a teacher will walk through it with courage. The one who sees it as punishment will collapse under its weight. The core idea is this: events are neutral and meaning is personal. And in that space between what happens and what you decide it means, your power lives. That's where your freedom starts. So next time you're hit with rejection, failure, betrayal, pause. Don't ask why me, ask what now. Don't reach for the nearest distraction or someone to blame. Sit in the silence, focus inward, reframe the meaning. That's Stoic strength, not in words, but in inner clarity. And this internal clarity leads us to the next Stoic principle, one that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. If meaning creates emotion, then the way we build meaning privately has everything to do with the power we project publicly. Because what the world sees, the confidence, the mastery, the resilience, is just the tip of the iceberg. What lies beneath? Private discipline. And that's what we'll explore next. Number 3, private discipline builds public power. Steph Curry didn't become the greatest shooter in basketball history because of luck, fame, or God-given talent. He became who he is because for over 15 years, he's shown up early mornings, late nights, shooting 500 shots every single day, even when no one was watching, especially when no one was watching. His success is not flashy, it's not viral, it's silent, disciplined, and invisible until one day it isn't. We cheer for the game-winning three-pointer, but we don't see the countless hours spent alone in the gym. That's the paradox of greatness. What the world applauds is only the tip of the iceberg. Beneath it lies quiet repetition, daily effort, and a level of commitment most people will never understand. Curry is not just an athlete. He is a living embodiment of a Stoic truth. You get rewarded in public for what you practice in private. This is the kind of power that Stoicism trains us to build. Not loud, not boastful, not for display, but forged in silence and anchored in self-mastery. The Stoics believed that the highest form of strength is internal. Public power, in their view, was never the goal. It was simply the consequence of living with discipline, intention, and virtue when no one is looking. As Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." This quote cuts straight through the noise of performance, opinion, and the need for validation. In today's world, we often talk about what it means to be successful, to be great, to be real. But the Stoic path tells us not to explain. Don't perform. Don't seek applause. Be, do, endure. And let your results, not your words, speak for you. When you practice discipline in silence, you're not just building habits, you're building character. And character is magnetic. It speaks for you when you walk into a room. It becomes the quiet power that others feel but can't quite explain. That's what Steph Curry brings to the court. Not just his talent, but the weight of his unseen preparation. In a culture obsessed with visibility, followers, likes, and public praise, the Stoic challenges you to do something radically different. Focus on yourself and stay silent. Not because the world doesn't matter, but because it's not the source of your strength. Your value doesn't come from outside approval. It comes from doing the work quietly, consistently, day after day. When you live like this, recognition becomes irrelevant. And ironically, that's when it often arrives. The modern world teaches us to chase attention. Stoicism teaches us to earn respect, and the two are not the same. Attention is fleeting, addictive, and often shallow. Respect is slow, steady, and rooted in depth. You don't get it from shouting. You get it from showing up, especially when no one is watching, especially when it's hard. So if you feel like you're being overlooked, dismissed, or ignored, good. That's where your real power begins. That's where all greatness starts. Not in the spotlight, but in the shadows. The Stoic knows this and leans into it because growth doesn't need an audience. Only ego does. Think of the seed buried in soil. No one sees it, but day by day it transforms silently until one day it breaks through the surface. That's what your quiet discipline is doing. That's what Steph Curry understood. That's what the Stoics preached 2,000 years ago. Excellence isn't born in public. It's earned in private. In the end, your life will speak for you. Not your words, not your posts, not your followers, just the quiet, consistent, disciplined choices you made when no one was watching. Number 4, self-esteem is earned, not given. What if your lack of confidence isn't because something is wrong with you, but because you've been looking for it in all the wrong places? In a world obsessed with praise, likes, and validation, it's easy to believe that self-esteem is something you are given by parents, by friends, by followers, by strangers. It teaches us one hard but freeing truth. Self-esteem is not given. It is earned through effort, through discipline, through doing what's hard when no one's watching. You don't build confidence by wishing for it. You build it by showing up over and over again, doing things that stretch you beyond comfort and ego. You build it when you stop needing others to tell you you're enough because your actions already prove it to you. When you commit to something meaningful, something bigger than your own self-image, the endless noise in your mind begins to quiet down. The anxiety of being not good enough fades not because the world suddenly praises you, but because you finally respect yourself, not for who you are, but for what you've earned. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." This isn't just a quote to remember, it's a challenge. It's the Stoic blueprint. Stop talking, start becoming. Instead of asking, "Why don't I feel worthy?" ask yourself, "What am I doing that makes me respect the person I see in the mirror?" That question, uncomfortable as it may be, is a turning point. Because when you stop chasing esteem from the outside, you start generating it from the inside. And it's not built on shallow positivity. It's built on effort, sacrifice, and quiet victories. Think about it. The moments that made you proud weren't when someone complimented you. They were when you pushed through something hard, when you stuck to a commitment you didn't think you could, when you showed up again after failing. Those are the bricks of real self-esteem. Now let's talk about silence, the second half of this lesson. In today's culture, silence is almost seen as weakness. But in Stoicism, silence is power. When you stop talking about what you want to do and start quietly doing it, something changes. Not in the world, but in you. Because in silence, there's no applause, no performance, no audience. It's just you, your work, and your will. That's where character is forged. That's where confidence rooted in competence is born. Here's the truth. Most people avoid. You will never truly believe in yourself until you give yourself a reason to. And reasons don't come from self-affirmations. They come from effort, from keeping your word, from building skills, from creating things that matter even if no one sees them, especially if no one sees them. You don't need louder motivation. You need quieter discipline. You don't need more praise. You need more practice. And when that happens, you don't have to fake confidence anymore, because confidence is simply the byproduct of competence repeated over time. There's something deeply freeing about this truth, because it means your self-worth is no longer in the hands of the world. It's in yours. It means you're no longer waiting to be chosen, validated, or approved. You're busy becoming undeniable. So today, ask yourself this: what can I do that will make me proud when no one is watching? What hard thing can I face that will build quiet strength within me? Stop performing. Start practicing. Stop chasing praise. Start earning self-respect. And when the day ends, not with applause, but with exhaustion and peace, you'll know you're on the right path. Number 5, push versus pull. Anger, fear, and frustration are the sparks that push them forward. You want to prove someone wrong. You want to escape poverty. You want to silence the voices that doubted you. And for a while, this energy works. It burns hot. It makes you run faster. It pushes you into action. But the truth is, anything built on anger or fear cannot last. Push. Motivation is powerful. Yes, but it is temporary. It drains you, and if you're not careful, it consumes you. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "A man's worth is no greater than the worth of his ambitions." This is not a call to chase shallow goals or recognition. It is a reminder that what drives us must be aligned with meaning. If your ambition is simply to win against someone else, you will always be enslaved to comparison. But if your ambition is pulled by a mission bigger than yourself, your life becomes unshakable. Think of entrepreneurs as an example. Many begin with a push. They want to escape the grip of poverty, or to prove to their parents, friends, or society that they are capable of success. This initial fuel is powerful, but it eventually runs out. What happens when the anger cools? What happens when the people you wanted to prove wrong stop watching? If you have nothing deeper, you burn out. Yet the ones who rise to lasting greatness are those who undergo a transformation. They shift from being pushed by pain to being pulled by purpose. Take Howard Schultz, the man who built Starbucks. He grew up in a poor family in Brooklyn in public housing. In the beginning, his push was clear. He wanted to escape the cycle of poverty, to break free from a life with no opportunities. That push got him started. But it was not what sustained him. Over time, Schultz discovered a deeper mission, creating a company that treated workers with dignity, that gave people jobs with healthcare and opportunities, that built community through something as simple as coffee. This mission pulled him forward. The energy changed. It was no longer about escaping the past. It was about serving the future. This is the Stoic difference between push and pull. Push is external. It relies on resistance, on fighting against something. Pull is internal. It relies on attraction, on being drawn toward meaning. Push is short-term. Pull lasts a lifetime. And once you know who you are, once you find that deeper reason, you no longer feel the need to prove anything. You simply want to contribute, to create, to serve. That is why the Stoics constantly remind us to align with nature, to act with reason, and to commit to what is within our control. When your actions are pulled by purpose, you are not moved by applause or judgment. You are steady, but the transition is not easy. Fear and anger feel strong. They roar loudly while purpose whispers. To hear that whisper, you need silence. You need to turn away from the noise of the world and focus inward. That is why focusing on yourself and staying silent is not a weakness. It is a strength. In silence, you discover what truly pulls you. In silence, you learn to let go of the need to impress others. And in silence, you find a mission that makes your efforts worth more than any short-lived push. The beauty of pull motivation is that it grows with time. The more you serve your mission, the stronger the pull becomes. The Stoic life is not about proving your worth in noise. It is about embodying your worth in action. When you are pulled by something greater, discipline no longer feels like suffering. It feels like devotion. And in devotion, you find freedom. So I ask you, what is pushing you right now? And more importantly, what could be pulling you if you had the courage to listen? Share your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear your story. What has pushed you in the past and what is beginning to pull you now? Number 6, accept who you are to grow beyond it. Growth does not begin with pretending. It begins with honesty. And honesty, when it comes to the soul, is the courage to stand before yourself without masks. Spiritual growth is not about creating an image the world applauds. It is about embracing the person you already are with all your flaws, scars, and shadows. Only then can you move beyond them. To deny yourself is to remain stuck. To accept yourself is to open the door to transformation. The Stoics understood this truth deeply. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. When you internalize these words, you see that your strength is not in changing what has already happened or who you once were, but in mastering how you respond to it. To accept yourself is not resignation, it is mastery. It is the choice to say, this is who I am, and because I see it clearly, I can now grow beyond it. Think about your past, the moments you would rather erase. The failures, the humiliations, the loneliness are often the very roots of your resilience. The wound you carry becomes the soil where strength can grow. To reject it is to cut off your own foundation. To accept it is to transform weakness into wisdom. Consider the story of Nick. As a child, he grew up in isolation, always feeling apart from others. The loneliness could have broken him, filling his adult life with bitterness and self-doubt. But when he learned to look at that loneliness differently, everything changed. Instead of a prison, it became training. It taught him independence, the ability to rely on himself, and the capacity for deep reflection, qualities that many people never develop. What once felt like a curse revealed itself as a gift. His solitude became his superpower. This is the paradox of acceptance. The very thing you want to hide is often the seed of your future greatness. Every hero's journey begins in imperfection. The hero is not chosen because he is flawless, but because he dares to confront his flaws and transform them. You are no different. Your journey will demand that you face yourself honestly with courage and compassion, and then step forward stronger. Accepting yourself is not the end of the road. It is the beginning of growth. It is the moment you stop fighting the truth and start using it. The scars on your soul can either weigh you down or sharpen your spirit. Which one it becomes depends on your willingness to embrace them. And as you hold this thought, a deeper question emerges. What if the very pain you've been trying to escape is not your weakness, but your hidden strength? What if the burden you carry could become the very power that lifts you higher than you ever imagined? This is the final principle in our journey. Number 7, your pain can be your power. There are experiences in life that cut us open, that break us down so completely we wonder if we will ever stand again. They feel unbearable in the moment of betrayal, loss, failure, or humiliation. And yet, paradoxically, those very moments can also become the most valuable chapters in our story. Pain, though unwanted, carries a secret gift, the chance to forge resilience, to awaken strength we did not know we had, and to reimagine who we can become. This truth may feel impossible to accept when you are in the middle of your suffering. At that point, every fiber of you wishes the pain would vanish, that the event had never occurred. And yet later you may find yourself strangely grateful for what once brought you to your knees. That paradox, that strange coexistence of regret and gratitude, does not mean you are inconsistent. It means you are human. As the Stoics understood, life is not about erasing suffering. It is about transforming it into wisdom. Not everything that happens to you is meant to be. You cannot always control the external world, but you can choose how to respond. And that choice to let pain define you as a victim or to use pain as the raw material of your transformation and determines the course of your life. Pain itself is neutral. It is your interpretation, your action, your courage that shapes it into either poison or power. Take John, for example. He once had everything, wealth, security, and reputation. Then through one devastating collapse, he lost it all. Bankruptcy stripped him of his home, his business, and his pride. For months, he could not get out of bed, overwhelmed by despair and the feeling that life had ended. Yet eventually something shifted. He realized that his failure, however brutal, had cleared the ground. He was standing on ruins, yes, but those ruins were the foundation for something sturdier, something wiser. With relentless effort and clarity gained from his suffering, he rebuilt not the same fragile empire as before, but a business and a life rooted in stronger values, in humility, in resilience. Years later, John looks back and admits, "I would never want to go through that again. But I am who I am because I did." His pain became his power. This is not just a modern story. The ancient Stoics themselves embodied this principle. Consider Epictetus. Born a slave, physically abused and treated as property, he knew degradation from the inside out. Yet instead of allowing bitterness to consume him, he chose mastery over himself. He declared, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." That single statement holds the essence of Stoicism. Epictetus did not deny that life had wronged him. He simply refused to hand over his inner freedom to those external wrongs. His pain, instead of crushing him, became the very ground upon which he built his philosophy, his teaching, and his legacy. The power of this perspective is not in pretending suffering is easy. It is not. Pain will test you. It will make you question everything. But pain is also a mirror. It reflects back your character, your values, and your capacity for endurance. Without pain, you may never discover the depths of your own strength. Without loss, you may never realize how much you can rebuild. Without humiliation, you may never learn the unshakable dignity of self-respect. And here lies the transformative paradox. You can both wish something had not happened and still be grateful that it did. These two truths can exist side by side, not as a contradiction, but as a kind of superposition of human experience. You do not need to glorify your suffering to learn from it. You do not need to pretend it was destined to see its potential. The gift of Stoicism is not that it makes pain beautiful, but that it shows you how to use pain without being destroyed by it. So when the storm comes, and it will, remember that you have a choice. You can let the storm scatter you, or you can use it to anchor yourself more deeply than ever before. You can let the pain strip you of meaning, or you can let it carve meaning into your soul. Your pain does not need to be the end of your story. If you face it with courage, with acceptance, and with determination, it can become the beginning of a stronger one. In the silence of your struggle, when no one is watching, when it feels like the world has forgotten you, that is where power is born. Not in the applause, not in the recognition, but in the quiet decision to rise. Your pain can indeed be your power if you let it. True strength is quiet. It doesn't scream. It doesn't demand recognition. It is built in silence with discipline and with a relentless focus on the self. Remember this, life does not reward empty words. It rewards consistent action. The world outside will never give you lasting peace. That peace only comes when you stop trying to control everything around you and instead learn to master yourself. The Stoics remind us that the greatest victory is not over others, but over our own impulses, fears, and distractions. By focusing on yourself, by working in silence, and by refusing the noise of comparison, you become unshakable. Every step of growth, every silent action is a brick in the foundation of a stronger, calmer, and freer life. Now I want to ask you, how much do you agree with this message? 1, strongly disagree? 2. Disagree. 3. Neutral. 4. Agree. 5. Strongly agree. Share your choice in the comments. I'd love to know where you stand. And if this message resonates with you, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and keep watching the next videos waiting for you at the end. Your journey of Stoic strength continues.